What's up, y'all? It's Jodo Jake. Welcome back to the channel. So I had a fun idea for a video, and I thought it would be cool to go through kind of my thought process when it comes to how I pre-grade. Now I'm working on a pretty large PSA submission. There's a few cards for my friends. Most of them are mine. But I realized that I have cards from nearly every era. I don't want to say every, but I have a wide range. And they all have, different things you want to look out for. So I thought it would be cool to kind of walk through some of those cards and kind of give you my thoughts as I go through and what I anticipate they might grade as. As you can see here, I have quite the PSA submission. This few cards from my buddy Eric, but lots of mid-era and so forth. I think there's some modern somewhere in here. It's probably in the other pile. But anyways, I'm not going to go through all of those. I think I want to go through just one or two of each card that comes from a different time in the Pokemon space, as early as before the Pokemon TCG. So as you can see here, I have a Cardass Pocket Monsters Dragonite. This is my buddy Eric's. I've never actually graded one of these myself. I do have a few in my personal collection. I have Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise, and I think I have Ivysaur. Shout out to Jason, slow down, thank you. That's his Instagram handle and his eBay. He officially completed this entire set in PSA 10. Now, that's a huge deal for anyone that knows, because there are a lot of these cards that are single digit, low teens in terms of population in PSA 10. So congrats to him. I actually gifted him an Iris graded guard to put on the one with red and the starters, and it looks really good. Yeah, I honestly am amazed that he was able to complete that. But anyway, so this is the first card, and I kind of want to give you my thoughts. This is not mine. Like I said, this is my buddy Eric's. Now, I haven't graded one of these. These cards are a little smaller than our standard TCG cards. But the thing is with these is I already see some scratches, like right here, as you can see. And it's going to be like, this surface is probably really susceptible to scratches. There's some mild discoloring. These cards were these are basically stickers. You can actually pull these apart if I remember correctly. Jason can definitely give me some tips on what to look for on these, but just looking at these, I'm gonna guess this card is probably gonna get like a 7 or an 8. Just seeing the light scratches. There's no like major dents. I'm gonna try to shine it all the way through. Yeah, you can see scratches on this. Nothing super major. No dents from, yeah, no dents. There's some chipping on the edges. You can probably see it in the light there. Yeah, especially here on the white, you can see the chipping. So I would honestly give this probably like a 7 or an 8 at max. Really cool card though. Be nice to be able to send this with the Dratini and the Dragonair. I'm gonna put this back in the card saver. Actually, I'll do that at the end of after I record this. And then here we go. We have I believe this is the Game Boy promo, CD promo, if I remember correctly. CD promo Snorlax. This is mine. I've had this for a while. I picked this up at a local shop. It's really clean on the front. I don't see any hollow scratches. It's got a swirl that's kind of hiding behind his hand right there. Now, the only thing about these old backs is that they scratch pretty easily on the back. And I remember when I looked at this did have some mild, yeah, you can kind of see in the light there. That might be a little bit more than mild. That might dock it. Might be something I don't send. It could give it a 6 because I do see some mild indents. I remember looking at this in the past and I saw just like some light scratches, but I was at the card shop. I didn't look at it that close. So I guess making this video made me catch that. Aside from that, like I said, the front looks really nice. Really nice copy, actually. Who knows? Maybe I test the waters and see what they do, but honestly, You can see that right there. Yeah, that might auto 6 it. Anytime I see dense, I'm just going to assume that it's going to auto 6. So maybe I don't send that. That's unfortunate. All right, next up, we have some legendary collection. So these are tough to grade. I remember when these came out and the kids, us kids, did not want them. We thought they were fake. They looked like stickers that you'd get from one of those quarter machines. These are hard to grade. A lot of them are low pop because of their surfaces. This one here, I see something going on there, but it's really minor. Some whitening you can see on these edges and corners. I like to wear the black gloves because you can kind of see the white against my kind of like light wood desk, my oak desk. But yeah, this doesn't look so bad actually. I want to say it has a shot at maybe an 8, maybe a 9 if we're lucky. Some dust on. This is my buddy Eric's from if you watch Henry's Poke Corner, this is his podcast buddy Eric's card. Looks really, really nice though overall. We have another one too. We'll look at Dratini. So Dratini, obviously you can tell his favorite Pokemon is Dragonite. So he sent me actually his like 3 favorite Pokemon, which are Dragonite, Golduck, and Kingdra. It's really hard to look for. Oh yeah, you can see scratches here in the middle. Yeah, those are gonna hold it back. Definitely not gonna get a 10 just seeing that off the rip. See some white dots on the edges, some corner wear. Yeah, see some more. Yeah, this one's probably gonna get like a 7 or an 8 max. He probably hates hearing me say that, but it is the reality. He just wants to grade it to put it in some plastic. And I see a corner here. Yeah, you see that corner? Yeah, this isn't gonna grade all that well. I want to say maybe, yeah, probably a 7, maybe a 6. Like I said, anytime I see like dings like that in a card, it's gonna just auto 6 it with PSA. We shall see. This here, reverse holo from Expedition, Toadile, illustrated by Mitsuhiro Arita. And this is probably gonna get like an 8 if I'm gonna be honest. Has a mild scratch right there in the middle. That's what I'm saying. Like these reverse holos from this era are tough. Just sliding around in a binder or just shuffled up in a deck of cards is so easy for these to get scratched. Little white dot there, nothing there, nothing on the edge up until here. You get a little bit of a white dot. This is the biggest corner chip right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go probably an 8 at best. I have a few more reverse holos from this era. I believe this is Expedition as well. This is another Kamiya illustration. Love his art style. See, this one looks really clean on the front. See something going on there, but it's really minor. Oh, there we go. We got some scratches right there. One white dot up at that top left corner. Little bit of something there on that edge. This bottom left corner. Yeah, probably like an 8. Cubone here. This one's cool. I think this is the last e-reader reverse. This is from Aquapus. Cubone juggling its mother's bones. No, that's dark. That's too dark. Yeah, as you can see, just light, you can kind of look for like dents or anything like that. I don't see anything here. Little white dot in this top right corner. Little something there on that bottom right corner. And then if we check the holo, kind of move it in the light to kind of get it at every angle. This one's probably the best of the three. Centering on e-reader is tricky, but I tend to base it off of these two, the top and the right. I look to make sure that they're as even as possible, but then again, they can be pushed into that. So like what I mean by that is like it could look even on both sides, but it's thinner or thicker because it's either pushed or pulled into that corner. So meaning that these might be thinner or thicker. Another way to check is to see how well centered the back is. That will kind of give you an idea of, you know, how even these are. So like, let's say the back is really well centered and you can kind of guesstimate like, oh, this looks like it's the same width as the front here. You're kind of giving yourself a better idea of like how well centered these are. So it's like a little black dot right there. It'll probably come off after I take it. Put something kind of damp. Usually use just like, honestly, your breath is enough. You don't need to use like a Q-tip or anything to get stuff like that off. Here we have Caterpie from Fire Red Leaf Green. This one has a little bit of a light scratch there. You can see it in the hollow. Let's check the back. Corners and edges look really nice on this one, actually. If that's the only issue with this card, it might be the only thing it does, because the centering is good. There's no dents. The scratch is actually pretty faint. It looks more obvious in this lighting, but take my word for it. Yeah, this is a nice copy. I would give this probably a chance at a 9. I'd be kind of surprised if it gets an 8. Then you'll see I have Metapod. So one thing I like to do, even if they're not in like set order, is try to grade the like evolution line kind of sequential. This one has some light scratches too. I mean, these cards are about 21 years old. It's actually crazy to say. And you can see that this one has a little bit going on in this bottom left and this bottom right. But aside from that, it's not so bad. I think it has a shot at a 9. Scratches are really minor. And I'll keep it going with the Butterfree. So yeah, I'm grading these sequentially. It'd be nice if they all got the PSA 9, or if this guy gets a 10, obviously that'd be nice too. I see a print line that's running right here. Centering's pretty good. All the Fire Red have been pretty good when it comes to the centering. It's a little, yeah, this isn't gonna get a 10. This is probably 8 or 9. Most of what I'm sending in this submission is going to just be for sale. So I'm gonna probably either list it on eBay, sell it locally. I've been wanting to start vending. I think I mentioned it in another video. So hopefully I'll get these back before the first time I vend. And then I think we can skip. I had some more from Fire Red Leaf Green. See, as you can see, I'm doing these sequentially. We can do a quick look at these as well. I think they're all like, there's a little bit of whitening here. But like, as you can see, the centering on Fire Red on this, at least this print, this wave was really nice. Gosh, I love Fire Red Leaf Green reverse hollows. They're so nice. And then we're stepping up to, I think this is Supreme Victors, this Rayquaza. I picked this up at a local shop. I'm not expecting a 10 on this. I think it's most likely going to 9, and I'll show you why. So the hollow is really nice. That was one thing I took away from this when I picked it up. I think I paid like 69 bucks. Now, that top looks great, but once you get to There's a little white dot right there. You can see, and then obviously this one on the bottom right corner, little dot there, but it's really clean. Centering's a little off left to right. You can see it's a little heavy on the right side. I'd honestly just be happy with a 9. And typically when I send vintage, I really don't go for 10s just because I know how difficult it can be. If I get the 9, I'm honestly just as happy. I mean, obviously I'd be happy if I get the 10, but I think 9s are a great grade for vintage and mid-air, I guess. And we're moving on to Shining Legends. This is the Shining Rayquaza Sun and Moon era. This one's a little off center, left to right. It's very subtle. Maybe top to bottom too. Very subtle. It's a little thinner on the top compared to the bottom. Probably more obvious than the left to right. This card looked really nice. Didn't see any flaws on this when I checked it. No whitening, as you can see. It's really clean on the edges and corners, actually. Surface looks nice. Luckily, these don't have like your typical foil, so they don't scratch as easily. They have that texture, so even if they are lightly scratched, it'd be really hard to see. So I'm hoping for a 10 on that. We'll see. It might get to 9. We never know. And then one I really wanted to throw in was a GX. So people tend to have a hard time figuring out the centering on tag teams and GX cards because obviously they don't have your traditional border. They have this like silver border with this black line. And the easiest way to really tell is the width between the silver border at the top and the one after the black line. So if they're about even, typically that's going to give you what your centering is. And obviously you want to look at the back. Back centering is really nice on this. It's probably, well, honestly, that looks pretty damn good. As you can see, surface is nice. No issues there. Hoping for the 10 on this one. It's not like a super expensive card. It's like 125 bucks the last I checked. But yeah, and obviously you want to look for scratches on these because that will show. But this one looked really good. Good old Hidden Fates. Next up, I have a trainer gallery from, I believe this is either Silver, no, this is Lost Origin. This is Silver and Crobat, which is a cool card. Obviously, a little biased when it comes to Johto. But yeah, another really well-centered copy of this. I have one for the binder. It's probably just as nice, but keeping it there. And then I figured this was too cheap to pass on, and I think it'll get the 10. I love these trainer gallery cards. They're actually fairly easy to grade from my experience. Crobat, man, I love this card. I really want the Crobat from Destined Rivals. I think that card looks really good. And then I have some promo cards. I have the Special Delivery Bidoof and Special Delivery Charizard. These are my friend Yvonne's, his fiance's cards. One of these was actually sealed when he gave them to me. They want to grade them no matter what, but I'm going to be completely honest. If you watch my other video, I showed you the back of this card and these corners are wrecked. This is what it looked like right out of the cellophane, which is absolutely crazy to me. Look at this. This is wrecked. This is like a 7. Like I don't think it's going to get anything better than that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's lower. Like those, I mean, we'll take it out. So I do see, or am I tripping? No, it's just the lines that run in the artwork. The hollow. Hollow looks great. Even the centering's pretty decent. Maybe a little top heavy, but like not by much. And then it's so unfortunate because like the surface is nice. I don't see any issue with the surface, but you look at these corners And it's just like, what did they do to my boy? This card's really low pop. I think it's the hardest of the three. There's the special delivery Pikachu, the Bidoof, and then the Charizard. I'm guessing like a 7, maybe an 8. That'd be crazy. I think those corners are really wrecked. Then we have special delivery Charizard. This one was the most readily available. Pull this out. This Cosmo was popping. Looks really nice with the blue and the orange. Yeah, that's a lot of holo. Looks good. And then this one was nowhere near as bad, but you can see the centering's pretty atrocious, especially on the back, left to right. I think this is probably like an 8. Centering's better on the front. This one has like some subtle holo bleed too. It's kind of hard to see. You might see it in the video. Yeah, you can kind of see a Cosmo dot right there. Yeah, wow, it kind of bleeds through. I never noticed that. But yeah, I'm honestly, I'm gonna say like an 8 on this. And then we get into some modern. So I brought 2 illustration rares for you to look at, for everyone to look at. This is like my 4th or 5th Squirtle that I've sent to PSA. I have 3 10s in the personal collection. I think 1 Japanese. But this one looks really nice. I think there's like a very, very minor white dot on the back. Something like that. It's like really subtle. Yeah, it's just that top left. So we'll see. I mean, I've seen it go both ways. It could be a 9, it could be a 10. It's really minor. And if it gets the 9, I'll crack it and just throw it in the binder. Like, I really won't be mad about that. Love this card. I love that Arita did all of those. And then I have Scizor here. Scizor is one of my favorite illustration rares from Scarlet and Violet. Centering, solid. Surface, looks great to me. Yeah, this card is so cool. Am I seeing a dent there? Like, I can't tell. I honestly can't tell. I thought this was super clean, but I looked at this at a shop, low lighting. But now that I see this, I don't know what's going on there in the wing. You see that? Actually, I can't tell if that's supposed to be there or not. What do y'all think? Is that a dent? It sure looks like it. Yeah, there's like a shadow to it. It's interesting because it like runs with this like line in the artwork, so I can't. Yeah, I think that's a dent. Because it doesn't make sense for that to be there. Well, won't be sending that. I'll put that to the side. I'm glad I made this video. And then so on, we have Iron Crown. This is another card I picked up at a local shop. Remember when this card was the talk of the town when Temporal came out? It's a great card, but at that price, I think it was like $300 or $400. I don't agree with that. This one looked really nice. Maybe that minor white dot in that top left. You can see Corners look good. Surface looks good. Yeah, we'll see. Centering looks really good on this. So if it's just that, top left corner, maybe it'll slide because it's super minor. I've seen plenty of Scarlet Violet 10s with that. So we shall see. And then the last card I have is this Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals. Now, I picked this up at a local card show. The centering looked really nice. I thought, you know, let me just pull the trigger on it. Ethan's Ho-Oh. This looks good. I love this card. I was holding this back because I really wanted to get another Lugia V from Silver Tempest to go along with it, to try to go with the sequential. I think that would look really cool. But you can see it looks really nice. No white dots. So, yeah. Excited for this one. And if you stuck around that long, I hope you learned something, because, you know, with each era, each type of card, there's something different to look out for, and things to consider. Like I said, those legendary collection reverse holos, those e-reader holos, reverse holos, they're tough. They're super tough. And they're low pop for the most part for a reason. And obviously there's different things to look out for modern, with print lines, the way we get like those grid-like print lines in illustration rares. A lot of the times they actually don't count against your actual grade, from just my experience. So yeah, I thought that would be a cool kind of, you know, more so just me reviewing some of the cards that I'm going to send. I'm glad we did, because it looks like I need to not send one or two of those. And I'll probably go through this entire stack, but I won't make you guys suffer as I go through all that. And then, like I said, if you made it this far, I wanted to show off a few cards that I picked up at a local card show here in the Bay Area. So I picked up this Aggron, this Team Magma's Aggron. This card is sick. I've been slowly collecting PSA 9 Aggrons. Just a fan of the Pokemon. It gives me like Tyranitar / like Rhyhorn vibes. And yeah, I just love the color scheme. I love the type. And I thought, why not? And I put it on this graded guard, the Rose limited graded guard, and I thought it looked really nice. These are just some leftover guards that I had. And then here you'll see I got the Supreme Victor's Garchomp. This card is really cool. I love the Cosmo on this. Picked this up for like 50 bucks. I know that this in a 10 is really, really low pop from, if I remember correctly. I'll have to see if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure this card's really hard to grade in a 10. And then lastly, my favorite, which is this Dragonite from Legends Awakened. PSA 9. Absolutely love this swirl here. I couldn't pass it up. Mitsuhiro Arita, one of my favorite artists in the TCG, one of the OGs. And yeah, I thought, why not? And I think it looks really good in the green graded guard. I might put the jewel on it, but you guys let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I'm gonna start, you know, here and there showing off some of my collection in my videos. So if you guys would like to see more of that, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys learned anything from my kind of like pre-grading process. I'm planning to send out a lot of cards really soon, so stick around for that. I'm excited to get some of these back. A lot of it will be for sale, and if you're ever, you know, curious about cards that I grade or I'm looking to sell, reach out to me on Instagram. I'm happy to work a deal out with you. So yeah, until next time, y'all, happy collecting. Peace.